Hi, it's Miss Lisa from the St. Paris Public Library. Today's Anytime story is using alternative energies. You are being given a mission. The facts in what you know will help you accomplish it. Remember what you know while you are reading the story. The story will help you answer the questions at the end of the book. Have fun on this adventure. Your mission. Your mission is to investigate energy. All the machines we use need energy. Lights shine, computers hum, and people drive cars everywhere. Does that mean there is plenty of energy? On this mission, we will learn about some problems with the energy we use. Be sure to remember facts from what you know as you read. What you know. Fossil fuels, including coal, oil, and natural gas. Fossil fuels are made from the remains of ancient plants and animal life. That is how they got the name fossil. Some fuels, such as natural gas, take millions of years to form. We use up fossil fuels much more quickly than they were replaced. They are non-renewable resources. Some fossil fuels create smoke when they are burned. This smoke can pollute the air. Breathing polluted air is bad for our health and for other living creatures. The climate of Earth is changing. Most scientists agree that burning fossil fuels is making the change worse. Alternative energies such as solar and wind power are renewable. Renewable energies will never run out. They also produce less pollution. We're going to take a field trip. We'll find out about all the different kinds of alternative energies. Come join us. Our field trip is to the Arctic. We're going across the North Pole in a helicopter. July 20th, climate change. We're here in the Arctic to learn about climate change. Around the world, the weather and climate are changing. Some warm places are becoming hotter. Some cool forested places might turn to deserts. Farmers could have problems growing food. Scientists believe that people's actions have caused climate change or made natural climate change worse. People and the climate. How might people cause climate change? When people burn fossil fuels, a gas called carbon dioxide goes into the air with the smoke. Carbon dioxide is called a greenhouse gas. Greenhouse gases trap heat in our atmosphere. It's like putting a blanket around Earth. The whole planet warms up. This is called greenhouse effect. It works like a greenhouse that warms up when the sun shines in. You have probably felt the greenhouse effect by getting into a car that got too hot from sitting in the sun. Some of the greenhouse effects is natural. It allows life to exist on the planet. However, too much trapped heat could become a problem. Melting ice threatens polar bears. Climate in the Arctic. Our field team came to the frozen north to learn about climate change. The effects of climate change are easy to see in cold places like the Arctic. Animals are used to the cold. Many of them need floating rafts of sea of ice to survive. Even in summer, the Arctic Ocean should have ice floating on it. The ice is melting now. Every year there is less ice than the year before. Melting ice is a problem because seals and walruses come out of the water to rest on sea ice. Polar bears rest and hunt on sea ice too. If the ice melts, polar bears can't hunt seals. Bears look for food in towns instead. Hungry bears can be a big problem for people in Arctic villages. We saw 2 polar bears eating garbage at the town dump today. People leave the bears alone when they see them. Polar bears can be dangerous. Problems for people. Many scientists are afraid that climate change will cause problems for humans too. One big issue is melting glaciers. Glaciers are huge, slow-moving ice masses. Scientists worry that water from the melting glaciers around the world could make sea levels rise. This means oceans will be deeper and cities near oceans might flood during storms. Some low-lying islands might go underwater completely. We can help solve this problem by using less energy. We can also choose alternative energies instead of fossil fuels. At our next stop, we'll learn about some ways to save energy. Pikas need cool temperatures to survive. Pikas are small mammals with rounded ears that live high in the Rocky Mountains. Pikas are threatened by climate change. They need cool temperatures to survive. When the climate gets warmer, pikas move higher on their mountain slopes. Once they get to the top of the mountain, there's nowhere else to go. If it gets too hot, they might even die. Using the sun. Our field trip team has traveled a long way. Now we're much farther south. We're visiting New Mexico in the southwestern part of the United States. We're here to see a very special house. The house is made specially to save energy. Why save energy? A lot of energy is used to heat homes in the winter and cool them in the summer. We already know that burning fossil fuels may increase climate change. There are other reasons to save energy. Fossil fuels such as oil and natural gas are called non-renewable resources because they won't last forever. Oil and other fossil fuels are found in the ground. People have already found and used up a lot of oil that was easy to get. Now people are finding more oil in hard-to-reach places, like under the ocean floor. It costs more money to find this oil and pump it out of the ground. It'll be a long time before the last of the oil is gone, but oil prices will probably keep going up. Power plants make electricity far away from our homes. Many power plants burn fossil fuels. The plants send electricity to us through power lines. We don't see smoke billowing out when we turn on our lights. The pollution comes out of the smokestack back at the power plant. We all share one atmosphere, so this pollutes the air for all of us. Passive solar houses. The house we are visiting is a passive solar house. Passive solar houses save energy, and they save the owners lots of money, too. Today, it was a hot summer day in New Mexico. Winter will be cold, though. This house will stay comfortable inside all year round without mechanical heating or cooling. How does passive solar design work? First, the house has thick walls and very good insulation. The walls are sealed tightly so air doesn't escape accidentally. This helps the house stay the same temperature. The house has air vents so people can control when air enters or leaves the building. Let the light in. The windows are placed so that the sun shines in a lot during the winter, but shines in less during the summer. This keeps the house warmer when it's cold outside and colder when it's warm outside. Trees also help keep the house comfortable all year. Leafy trees are planted on the south side of the house. Their leaves shade the house in the summer. These trees lose their leaves in winter so the warm sun can shine in the windows. Passive solar homes also use day lighting to save electricity. This means that light comes in through windows and skylights, so electric lights are shut off during the day. The result is less energy use and a lower electricity bill. Even if you don't have a passive solar house, you can use these ideas too. In the winter, you can open curtains and let the sun shine in. At night, you can close the curtains to save heat. In the summer, closing the curtains will keep the hot sun out. You'll help your parents save money and help the planet too. Saving energy. People use energy to do many things, not just heat and cool homes. Our next step is to learn how to save energy in our daily lives. The amount of energy a person uses is called a carbon footprint. A carbon footprint is a measure of the tons of carbon dioxide each person puts off in a year through his or her energy use. A carbon footprint includes energy used in the home and energy used for transportation. It even includes energy used to make and ship the food and everything else that a person uses. A family saves energy. Our field team is visiting a family in Utah. This family wanted to make their carbon footprint smaller. They wanted to save energy in the house they already owned. It's not a passive solar house, but they still save energy in a lot of other ways. They taught us how to do it too. We discovered that we could save a lot of energy by replacing regular round light bulbs with spiral-shaped compact fluorescents. These bulbs stay cool and use less electricity. What a bright idea! Bicycling instead of taking a car is one way to save energy. By foot or by bike. Another way we learn to reduce our carbon footprint is by walking or riding a bike whenever we can. Cars use gasoline, which is a fossil fuel. The pollution from cars also contains greenhouse gases. Now we take the bus on longer trips. We drive a car only when we have to. We also pay attention to where our food and other things we buy come from. We try to buy local goods that take shorter trips to get to us. People save energy by using compact fluorescent light bulbs. Going off the grid. Our field team has arrived in Colorado to see another space special house. We are up in the mountains. It's beautiful here. The pine trees smell good. The meadow is full of wildflowers. This house does not have electricity coming to it through power lines. This kind of house is called off the grid. The grid is a name for the power lines that connect homes to power plants across the country. Off the grid. Homes that are off the grid use solar and wind power for energy instead. These homes cost more to build, but their owners don't pay power bills. The savings will eventually pay for their solar and wind systems. The house is similar to the house we saw in New Mexico. It was built to save energy, but it still needs power. This house gets most of its power from solar panels. Solar power can heat water and make electricity. Hot water and solar cells. Regular water heaters use electricity or natural gas to heat up water. Solar water heaters use heat from the sun. A big, shiny solar collector sits in the sun in front of the house. Water moves through the tubes in the solar collector and gets warmed up when the sun shines on it. Then the water is pumped inside to use for warm showers and to clean dishes. Off-the-grid houses can still have electric lights and televisions. They use solar cells to change energy from the sun into electricity. Solar cells are made from silicon, the same stuff sand is made of. Solar cells can make electricity only when the sun is shining. Batteries store this energy, so we can turn on the lights after the sun goes down. People who live in solar-powered homes have to be careful about how much energy they use. Solar panels and batteries are expensive. Most people don't have more of them than they really need. People who need more energy can also buy wind turbines. Energy from wind. Wind turbines have blades that spin when the wind blows, just like a toy pinwheel. Homeowners can buy small wind turbines to make their own electricity. Wind power is great because it is free once you have the turbine, and it doesn't cause pollution. However, even small wind turbines are expensive. This Colorado mountain house has a small wind turbine out back. It stands up high on a tower. Its curved white blades spin in the wind. It makes enough electricity for the owners to run some appliances and a computer. At our next stop, we'll see some huge, amazing wind turbines in Wyoming. A wind turbine provides this house with energy. Farming the wind. Our last site visit was earlier today. We have learned so much about alternative energies. Today, our field trip visits a wind farm in southern Wyoming. The wind turbines here are huge. They are 300 feet tall and have giant rotating blades. They can be seen from miles away. This part of Wyoming is one of the windiest parts in the nation. That wind is used to make a lot of electricity. The electricity from this wind farm is made without creating pollution. Wind farms and wildlife. Lots of wind farms are built on cattle ranches. The cattle don't mind the wind turbines at all. They graze right underneath them. Birds do have a reason to worry about wind farms. The fast-moving blades of wind turbines can kill birds and sometimes bats and bugs too. Newer wind turbines designed have slower-moving blades. The slower blades are safer for animals. Some new turbines are called vertical wind turbines. They are funny-looking and have no blades at all. Some of them look like giant egg beaters. People in Wyoming worry that wind farms would harm wildlife. They didn't allow wind farms to be built where the sage grouse lived. There are not many sage grouse left. No one wanted these beautiful birds to become extinct. Scientists and wind turbine companies must work to make wind turbines as safe as possible for animals. Energy without pollution. We were very excited to learn how to use energy without causing pollution. By using alternative energies, we can save money and protect Earth. It's a great feeling to help ourselves and the planet at the same time. Mission accomplished. Great job. You have learned new things about energy. You've discovered that we don't have to waste energy. We can do better. We can use alternative energies instead of fossil fuels. Fossil fuels will run out someday. Plus, they cause pollution and climate change. Now you know ways that we can use less of them. Congratulations on a mission well done. We're all inspired to use solar and wind power. Consider this. Consider other ways you can help save energy resources. By asking yourself more questions about saving energy, you might just start a mission of your own. Why are people so worried about our energy supply? Why is it important to use renewable resources and sources of energy? How might climate change affect people? What steps can you take to save energy? Using alternative energies.